Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Cherise and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I just got finished putting on lip gloss myself.
My lips so chapped. I really need to get some. They're so dry. I need something to moisturize them on a regular instead of lip gloss. Because they be chapped. When I wake up, I'll be like, "What?
Are you drinking enough water?"
Probably not.
It's okay. I was actually just listening to something that was like, you need water. Water is miraculous. And I was like, okay, I got to get back on it. So I fell off my exercise routine. When I fall off my exercise routine, everything else falls too. And so I got to get back to it. So anyway, what do you want to talk about today?
I came on here oblivious this morning.
Okay, that's fine. I wanted to talk about, because we're officially in the last quarter of 2024. Mm-hmm. And so I really wanted to talk about, which we talked about a little bit in another, but really reviewing your vision, reviewing your goals, making sure you have a vision and have goals, setting yourself up well for 2025. And then if we could come up with 3 things people could do to finish strong for 2024. I think that would be just a really great topic today.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
All right. So let's actually do that first. So last quarter, October, November, and I'm going to say half of December. Half of December. All right. What's 3 things you would just suggest that people do? I'm going to say if they want to finish strong, if they need to get that holiday money in their pockets, like what's 3 things that people could do between now and let's say December 15th?
Okay. I'm going first or you going first? Oh, we go 1-1.
Ooh. Okay. Let's go 1-1. Okay.
You want me to start? Yes, I'll start. I would, because this is what we're doing in my community. So I would say purge. Ooh. Because that is what we are doing right now in this last quarter so that we can get clear. Ooh. So clear out anything that is not fitting of the vision, anything that is not, it doesn't feel good. It just doesn't fit where you're going. Clear it out. So from clothes to people to thoughts, ideas, jobs, schedules, you know, like it needs to be purged so that it can be curated the way it needs to be going. And now it needs to happen now. Don't wait till the new year. That's why we're having this conversation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So your number 1 is purge.
Yes, purge.
Wait, hold on. Let me write these down so I can have them later. Okay. Then my number 1 is going to be do it now, do it better later. Do it now, do it better later. So I am confident that all of y'all within the sound of my voice has something in your head. It's an event or a workshop or a product idea or something. It's in your head and you are making it much more complicated than it needs to be. And because you're trying to get it perfect and you want to launch perfectly and you want all the things in place, you are not moving forward. So I'm going to challenge you right now, do it now, do it better later. And so commit to whatever that thing is that's been, I thought I'd get it done this year. Oh, but I don't have all the pieces together. Oh, I can't pull it together. Oh, okay, I'll just put it off to 2025. If it was going to be an income producing activity, even if it was only going to produce you $100, $10, even if it was going to produce you $1, I'm going to say, do it now, do it better later. Because if you go ahead and do it now, and let's say you only make $1 profit, you have now had the experience of doing that event. So now you can recreate that event first quarter of 2025. And if you made $1 the first time, you should be able to make $10 the second time. Now we got a pattern, and we know how to do this event because we did it at the end of 24. We did it at the beginning of 2020. Now we can do it in the middle of 2025. Now we done took what started as a $1 profit, increased to a $10 profit. Now we should be at a $100 profit, but you got to start. There is something to just doing the thing, even if it's a complete failure, because you learn so much along the way. Okay, so that's mine. So Cherise's number 1 was purge. Mine is do it now, do it later. That was my number 1. Okay, Cherise, back to you.
So my number 2 is start to build your community, start to re-nurture and rebuild your community, start engaging your old community that you have not been tapped into, like wherever you are in your community, reignite it, re-engage your community. So what I noticed is a lot of people just are not building their community. And let me tell you something, your Facebook page, likes and comments, that's not your community. Those are friends and family. Okay. Your community can start there. It can start there. But your community is when you have brought a group of people together into, a private Facebook page or email list that you talk to on a regular basis, give them what they need, from your expertise. That's your community. So you need to know the difference. And being guilty over all these years of entrepreneurship, I've neglected my community, my email list, in and out, popping in and out. Sometimes I communicate with them. Sometimes I don't. Very guilty of that. And wondering, like, your money is in your email list, your engagement. So, scratch money for now. Let's just talk about your people, the people you want to help, the people you want to serve, the people who need you. If they've ever been in contact with you at any point in time, it happened for a reason. And it's up to you to keep that communication open. It's not up to them. So build and rebuild and re-engage with your community.
Okay.
The second part of that is getting their email list. Getting their emails. Okay. And I don't care if it's the basics. Right now, I need you to understand the importance of, if you don't have a CRM, we'll talk about that later. If you don't have a platform to house them, because that's all that is, start getting their email list in a note in your phone. When you meet people one-on-one, take their email address, phone number if possible. Yeah. Take their phone number and email address. If you met them face to face, hey, let me get your email and your phone number. I want to put you on my list, so I can get in touch with you. They will definitely give you the information. For sure. If you already have a CRM, if you have PAM basic, whatever, if you know what that is, start emailing your people. Okay. If you don't have a paid one, because I'm talking to the entrepreneurs who are just getting started and the people who may not be engaging, go back to the old email list. The people who don't want to engage or want to unsubscribe, they will, and let them. So you can start purging the list and getting the list where it needs to be. And start adding people, and you start emailing and re-engaging. That's it.
That's it for number 2? Okay. All right. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what she's saying to help you get this done. So my number 2 is going to be schedule a work block for you and a friend. Okay. Now, this work block needs to be 3 or 4 hours at the minimum. I would prefer it be a day. Like, I'd prefer you take, I don't care what day of the week you take, but take a day and go sit somewhere and just work. Pick the project that you need to do and say, I'm not going to leave until this one project is done. All right. So for me, we switched CRMs this year. I left MailChimp. And I was trying to move everything to Kartra. I don't think we really ever finally got it hooked up, because it's really just going to take me going to sit down for like 2 hours and that being the focus of me doing that final thing. And so y'all listen to this, because I just want y'all to know, I want to normalize this for you. Most projects, the first 80% is real easy. That last 20% is where it gets hard. And that last 10% is usually the hardest, because we say the hardest to last. It's that last thing. So doing this thing is not going to be hard or complicated, but it is going to require me to probably sit down a good 2 hours, watch a couple of YouTube videos to figure out where I went wrong. First, I got to figure out where I went wrong, to watch the right YouTube videos, watch the videos, then try to implement. So that's all it's going to take. So I am going to challenge you to go work. So take time. I don't know if you need to take time off from your job, take time off from your business, but just go do it and have a friend meet you there, so you don't wind up staying in the bed that day or putting it off. If you have accountability of like, hey, can we meet at Panera at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning and work till 12 noon? Do you mind meeting me there? Because if I know I got to meet you there, I'll get up and go. I'll be on time, as opposed to, oh, I can be there at 10. Oh, I'll get there when I get there. Oh, I might as well just clean the house instead today. And then it doesn't get done. And that's another day gone by. Okay. So my number 2 is set aside a work block to get a specific project done.
That's good. That's good. Real good. Yeah. I was so engaged in yours, I got to think of my number 3.
It's okay. But I will say, I think I did a couple of good things this year. I put marketing on my calendar this year for like a monthly, literally go out, pound the pavement marketing for my private practice. And that has really yielded this year. Like I had one practice that, matter of fact, I need to go back and see them. But I'm sorry. It yielded for me because it was on the calendar. I went and scheduled it out for the year that one day a month I will be out in the community marketing for the practice. That worked. Going into next year, I need to schedule these work days. So just like I've scheduled a marketing day for the practice, I also need to schedule a flat out work day for myself. And the other thing that I'm going to put into my schedule next year is time to delegate. Because I got things right now. It's just going to take me sitting down. You got to do 2 things when you delegate. Figure it out, and then you need to write it out so they can clearly execute. And then it would be really nice then if you created a template for that thing, so you're not creating the wheel every time. You just go fill in your template, email it off to them, and boom, it's done. And so, but it takes time to sit down and delegate and think about, okay, what do I really need to do? What can I really delegate? Okay, these are things I delegate. Okay, now let me write out the things that need to be delegated. So that's what I got to do. And I'm going to put that into my calendar for next year. Okay, go ahead.
So it's delegation?
Time to delegate and time to have these work projects done. Because it'll be 2-3 months. Like, dang, I ain't got that done yet. Oh my God. Then I forget, like this CRM, when we did the migration, and so, and y'all, I left MailChimp because they were just really complicated. But I have since heard that MailChimp has done a lot of work on their,
oh my goodness,
on their thing, and they're very user friendly now in a way that they were not before. And so, I don't know if MailChimp still has a free plan, but they do. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can. Oh, I'm here. You can try their standard plan for free. I just googled it.
Yeah,
so,
that's my first go-to for anyone. So that they can, first of all, we can sit there for a second. I have my number 3, but 2 things. So that MailChimp situation, I've been with MailChimp for years. I started out with Constant Contact, then I went over to MailChimp, and I started to leave MailChimp some years back, but then immediately I watched them like evolve. And they, they have landing pages, they have, you can do everything in there now. But because I need to have a membership platform, I have to move over now. So we're in the middle of moving a migration as well. What'd you say?
I said a migration. That's what we call it. A whole
migration. Yeah. But MailChimp has done me very well, over the years. And that is a great place for people to start, especially if you need to learn how to do it yourself. Like, it's so many things I've had to learn to do myself. Even recently lessons, my girl got sick, who was handling my whole funnel, got sick, COVID sick. And I was stuck, because of how she had things set up, how we, but there were some triggers that if I touched it, it was going to throw the whole situation off. So I had to just improvise. Now, I'm going to just speak to that for just a second.
Okay.
You have to learn how to pivot and improvise in business. And all of this, what we're talking about,
that's
because
true.
Anything can happen any day. And as a true entrepreneur, business person, whatever you want to call yourself, expert, influencer, when stuff goes down and happens, you have got to be able to pivot and show up for these people regardless. So if you got to show up manually, you migrate everybody. Hey, ain't no emails coming out for this challenge. Meet me here. If you want this information, meet me here in this Facebook group every day at this time. I will be here guaranteed. Because that's basically what had to happen. I'm going to show up anyway regardless, but I didn't have the emails to back me up. They could have later, but it was no point because I was behind. So show up here. But I what it showed people was this is the pivot. If you know your stuff, you know your stuff. Your people just want the information.
That is true. That's
it. Yeah. And if you will realize that, let go of perfection and realize people want you and the information and how you give the information, we good. So I'm going to stop there because that's a whole other topic.
No, that's such a good one. Man, that should have been, because Friday I had to teach an online workshop in which in my head, the workshop was already done and I've given the workshop twice before. Thank you guys for your encouragement in doing my workshops. My office is in the basement. I'm in my basement now. My sister was just like, hey, the basement is flooded. Wait, what? I think she told me at 7 and my workshop started at 9. And I wait, what do you mean? It was one of those things. And so having that real moment of, okay, do I cancel the workshop? Like, what's going on?
Not an option.
And that's what I came up with. Okay, not an option. So if we have to move the computer, hopefully my computer still works. Because at that point, I was just like, stuck in my bed. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How do I do this? And so I did have the workshop. Everybody was so nice. Because I started the workshop. I was like, listen, I am a little frazzled. Because my basement has water in it. I don't know how it got there. Oh, and I have a huge amount of electronics down here. So that was the other thing. Like, the internet was going to work or anything. And so the ability to keep going. Is a skill that y'all have got to learn to keep going. Like, okay, we still gonna figure out how to deliver. We still gonna do this. We still gonna do that. And then I think all Friday morning, I was still scared like the power was gonna go out because people were still having power outages and trees were still falling and everything. And I had a tree fall in my yard before. Like, golly. Ooh. And so that ability to keep going. So I want everybody to develop that. I want you to, when you have an event, just plan that something's gonna go wrong. And me and my friends, we've been through so many people's weddings and stuff. We always tell them about the wedding, like something on the wedding day is gonna go wrong. It don't matter. Keep it moving. Like long as you show up and he show up, keep it moving. And that's the same thing I want you guys to have for your event. Something's probably gonna go wrong. Your venue could be completely flooded. That's okay. We're gonna keep it moving. Which I think another thing is try to be as early as you can on your event day. Well rested, but ready and knowing that you're going to have to pivot. That something's going to happen and you probably need to pivot. So, okay. All right. What was your number 3?
My number 3 was organization. Basically speaking to you. And the reason why I said, first of all, of course, organization.
Of course.
But because we have got to mature from winging it to organization. And I'm talking to me more than anyone. Because we are good at winging it.
Yeah.
Like we can pivot because we know how to wing it, but we just want to mature from the winging it. To real true organization, which speaks to your delegation and then time management, basically. So, and one of the reasons why organization hit hard was because when I ended the challenge, I feel like I said this last week, but at the end of the challenge, I realized I needed the last day. My question was, what do you need now?
Yeah.
Today, right now. Because we had a whole other thing, real cutesy thing we were going to end with, but I realized like I need to really figure out what these women need right now today to move forward. And it added up to organization.
Yeah.
And let me remind you, most of my audience is corporate professionals who have transitioned into entrepreneurship. And it's almost like they have transferred half the organization skills over to the business, if that makes sense. So because you have that level of accountability that you have in corporate, you got to show up every day at a certain time. You got to meet people. You got all these meetings on the schedule, blah, 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 all this organization, right? You have it in you. But then somehow when you leave that job and you say, I'm going to start this, you lose sight of all of the organizational skills that you had before because now don't have anyone running your schedule. You have to create and run your own schedule. You don't know what to do with your time. So guess what? I have to have someone. I realized, which I'm realizing throughout my business with this delegation, someone's going to have to run my schedule.
Yeah.
I can't own it anymore. I don't deserve to own it because I'm not doing right by it.
Say that part. That part right there. That part right there. When you realize you are hurting you or you are hurting the business because you're not being responsible for that thing in the area, definitely it's time to organize and get somebody in there who can do it way better than you. Way better than you.
Way better.
And then, which goes back to the book E-Myth Revisited, which talks about in a business, there's the technician, there's the manager, and there's the visionary. So most of us start out at the technician. We're really good. You were a really good stylist. But then to run a business, you got to be a visionary. To say, okay, where can we go and what can we do? And these are the things, and really kind of write that vision and the dreams and make it happen. But then you got to have a manager who can manage and make sure everything gets executed and done. And so it is very hard for most of us to operate in all three of those roles. One of those roles you're going to be weakest in, and that's the role you probably need to start delegating first. And for most of us, it's that manager. We don't have that attention to detail. Like we usually great as a technician doing what we do, and then all excited about the vision because we can see, but that day-to-day, like, how do I manage this? We're usually not good at that. So that's probably the things that you need to delegating first.
Yeah, real talk. And it's just, I don't know if I mentioned this before, and I say this a lot. Did I say this before? Did I tell you? Because you talk to so many different people.
It's quite
and people
okay.
be telling me the same thing over, like you told me this story 3 times. I just want to let you know, just so, because I'm checking your memory.
Okay. I need to hear things over and over. So tell me. Well,
no. Some things you do need to hear over and over for sure, but some things you don't. Some stories you don't. And I just be checking people like, you don't remember you told me this before? Okay.
Gotcha.
But oh gosh, I just forgot. Hold on. What were we talking about? Wait a minute. I threw myself off.
Organizing. I don't know. We was just talking about it too.
Oh no, it just slipped my mind when I got to telling people don't say stuff over and over, but you need to repeat things. Anyway, repeating is okay. I'm gonna start there. Repeating is okay when it's okay. Like, I think a lot of people, the repetition. So we talked a lot about the
Mm-hmm.
repetition in the challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people not being embarrassed or feeling some kind of way to repeat the same information over again in a different way, in a different context. Like just be okay with what you know and saying it over and over and over and over and over again, because it's just part of the process, part of your teaching, part of who you are. And one of the things that I'm trying to go back to why I said it now. All right, we ain't got no time to waste. It'll come back to me.
Okay. So we'll go to my number 3.
Okay.
So my number 3 is really gonna be a subcomponent of your number 3. So you say organization, and I'm gonna get more specific with that and say digital organization. I know I have like 5 drives. I got OneDrive, Dropbox, 3-4 Google Drives, my hard drive on my computer, and things are all over the place. And so it takes me 5-10 minutes doing a search trying to pull up a document. And so I am very much dedicated in 2025 to having some type of digital organization system that will help me stay organized, period, for digital things, for my digital things. So I'm going to challenge everybody to do that same thing, and then to make yourself templates. Between you and ChatGPT, you should be able to make a template for everything and keep it moving. That is going to cut down on your time so much, because it's going to cut down on my time, because I feel like I just feel it. I get these things in templates and then I can knock them out, which means I can produce faster. Like the template I'm working on right now is for my marketing AdWords lady. I need to be able to just fill out everything in a template so she can put the new ad up. So I got a new workshop coming out. I need to fill out all the information in the template, send that to her so she can put the ad up for the new workshop. And so doing that so that you're working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I wasn't on Facebook for some reason. They over here asking where we at.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Not live streaming? Okay, hold on. Let me.
So yes, the digital organization is extremely important, which is a lot of us run from it.
Okay. So it said something unable to stream something. I had went away from that screen, so it did not connect. So I apologize. Oh, we've been talking some good stuff. It's recorded though. We'll have to get the recording out.
Yeah. We'll give it to him. So the organization for me is going to be super huge, and I'll go back to this. Not even past giving yourself permission, like. So I've been talking about maturity in business, and now I think we're in a space where you've given yourself permission. Now you got to be courageous about it.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, keep going.
And I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time, but remember, yes, I did. Because remember I said you got to be courageous in spite of the criticism? Remember we talked about that a little bit last week? And to me, that's mature business, because a lot of people are still dealing with childlike issues, Natalie, which you concerned about what people think when you got to eat. You concerned about what people think when people are hurting. When people need you, you're concerned about what people who you think are thinking about you and ain't even thinking about you because they got their own stuff they're dealing with.
Right.
Like we have to move from the childlike issues,
Yeah.
Because those are a lot of the blocks that we're dealing with. So childlike issues will make you not go find someone to help you organize.
Yeah.
It will allow you to be so prideful you don't call someone and ask them for help, or you don't delegate someone. Childlike issues will cause you to stay in the same habits and not purge those habits and move forward. Like, we have to mature in business because we have to eat. I'm just going to stay right there. We got to eat and we got to live.
That part.
We don't even know what's to come out here. We don't know what's happening. We keep getting these warnings, but we don't really know what is to come. We have no control. But what you can do is be decently prepared.
Yep. Okay. Let me stop you for a second. We are now live. So good morning, everybody. We apologize for that. We were having technical difficulties that I didn't even realize. So I apologize for that. But we are live. And so we are going to update you guys on what we've been talking about. We started talking about just kind of being excited for 2025 and acknowledging that we are in the last quarter of 2024. And so then Cherise and I came up with 3 things that we wanted you to get done in this last quarter to kind of give you that boost, that push, just to bring 24 to a great close. I was saying that for most of us, if we take those last 2 weeks of the year off, that really means that we got 2 months and a half and not a full 3 months to get things done. So this is the list that Cherise and I came up with. We each came up with 3 items that we want you to think about doing in this last quarter. So Cherise's number 1 was purge. Give me 1 sentence on what you were wanting them to purge.
I want you to purge anything that's holding you back from moving forward fast, which is going to complement Natalie's number 1.
Okay. And my number 1 was do it now, do it better later. So whatever that thing is, workshop, product that you wanted to get out in 2024 and you haven't done it yet because you're trying to get all the pieces in place, just get it out there. Just fail forward, get it out there badly. If it's a product, a digital product, get it out there with typos and ums and ahs, just get it out because there is a magic to actually pushing something out. Like you break a barrier for yourself. And if you do it the first time, then you can do it the second time. In the example I use, let's say you do a workshop or something for the first time and you only make $1 profit, but you do it the second time, you make a $10 profit. And because you've learned how to do it, you've learned, okay, I need to do this better with my marketing and this better. The third time you do it, now you're making $100 profit. And so you just have to do it and stop waiting to be perfect. Okay. Cherise's number 2 was re-engage your community. Oh, okay. Go, Cherise.
Yeah. So I know people are in different places in their communities. So you need to, number 1, start collecting emails and telephone numbers. That's basic. Okay. If you know you have a CRM with the email list sitting there, you need to re-engage the email list. Okay. I don't care where you are, what you're doing. Go back in and let people know, like, hey, I pivoted in business. I'm now doing this and that, but I want you to join me. Just be transparent. Yeah. Be very transparent with your people. Re-engage.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I get so many emails. I don't know if I would notice if one of my email people stopped emailing me for a little while. So if they just pop back up in my email list, I don't know if I noticed. So I think people get more in their heads than they need to be. Like, they're going to know, and I'm an assistant and da-da-da. They probably not going to notice. So just jump back.
Yeah, for sure.
So my number 2, which piggybacked off of that, is scheduling yourself a work day or a work block where you go somewhere. Some people work well at home. Most of us need to go somewhere to just get a block of work done. So I'm going to advise you get a friend and say, hey, do you mind meeting me at Atlanta Bread Company on Saturday from 8 to 12? I need to bang out a project. Would you meet me there? Because I need the accountability and you can probably work on something, but I got to get this project done. And so scheduling those work blocks. Sometimes we get so busy working in our business, we're not working on our business. And if you schedule a work block, you'll get that whatever last project done or whatever needs to be done. So I specifically talked about just kind of the way things work with getting projects done. That first 80% of a project is usually the easiest part. It's that last 20% that's the hardest part. So you really have to put extra effort in or bring in a special technician or something to get it done. And so a lot of us have a lot of projects that got started but hadn't finished because we got hung up on that last 10 to 20% of getting it done. Yeah. So my email list, we migrated from MailChimp to Kartra. And so it's not hooked up on the website completely because it's that last 10%. It just needs to be hooked up. And I wasn't able to figure out how to do it. And then we were supposed to hire somebody and we never got around to doing it. And it's just going to require a work block. Yeah. So my number 2 for you guys is schedule a work block to just bang out a project and get something done. Okay. What was your number 3?
My number 3 was organization.
Yes, it was.
Organization, because that's why I was having a childlike conversation. Stop trying to think that you're going to make it as a one-woman show, thinking you can do everything. You're bigger than that.
Yeah.
You have to be mature enough to realize you need help, which means you got to be mature enough to go make the money that it takes to hire help, or be resourceful enough that you can do an amazing barter to start out with, because you're very resourceful. A lot of people need what you have. A lot of good people. Let me say this. You're different. You're a different businesswoman. You're more experienced. You have a lot more up under your belt. So your barter from 2019 or 20 or 2009 isn't going to be the same. You're going to choose different. You're going to attract people who can do an amazing exchange with you. Something that they can bring great value, and vice versa. So let go of the old thought of bartering, and it's just temporary. The bartering is just temporary until because you're going to choose someone that is going to help you make money and bring revenue into the business, because they're going to help you get your time back. If you make the right choice, you have to choose right.
Yeah. And I'll say bartering is one way. Also, you guys start looking at the international community for getting some of these projects done, especially if it's something online that can be communicated, via email. This needs to be done. This needs to be done. Really start looking at the international community.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you can hire for several things. Several things you can hire to have done for like $6 an hour. $6 an hour. Different countries have different kind of pay rates. It looks like, from what I've gathered so far, Philippines, anything that's out of there is going to be more like $4, $5, $6 an hour. South Africa, which I just love putting money back into that culture, and they're going to be more around $10, $12 an hour for those. And so really, really look at that. Okay. My number 3 was digital organization.
Yeah.
Digital organization and making templates. And so if anybody's like me, you got 13 different drives, things is getting saved in different places all over the place. And so I'm actually looking for a digital organization class. But until then, I'm going to sit down and probably make a key for myself. Like if it's anything concerning this business, it goes on this drive. If it's anything concerning this business, it goes on this drive. If it's anything that somebody else needs to access, then it needs to go to my Dropbox so I can send them a link or something. And so to really just think about how you're organizing things digitally, so you don't spend 20 minutes every time you sit down trying to figure out where you put it. At least have a clue. So, okay. All right. We're all caught up. We're all caught up. Yeah. Anything else we need to do to bring the people up? Are they seeing us? Are they seeing us now on Facebook?
Oh,
they should be.
They should be, yeah. Let me see.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize we were not broadcasting.
It's not coming up, but it could be there. It could just be my phone.
Okay. So all right, we should be there now. And again, we are recording it, so we'll get the recordings out. All right. So what else you want to tell the people today?
Oh, I'm with you today. Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
But I was telling another client, friend, business partner yesterday. I was like, be patient with yourself, but be aggressive at the same time. Like grace. I'm going to replace patience with grace. Be graceful, but be aggressive. Because, now is not a time to fold. Definitely is a time to quit.
Right.
It is not a time to really slow down. But with your discernment, you have to understand, like, okay, today I need to breathe. But I put in work over here that's moving for me. So I got this moving. If I need to breathe today, that's fine. But I got to get my butt back up and keep it moving. And that's a matter of putting things in place.
It is a matter of putting things in place. And I'm contemplating. This is what, let me say this out loud. I am contemplating for 2025 because I've noticed, myself included, but me and a couple of friends, we keep burning ourselves out. Like we run hard for a couple of months and then we burn out and we can't do nothing for a month. I don't want us doing that anymore. And so I think for 2025, I'm really going to take it on for us to make sure we're always operating from a full tank. I don't want us doing this like burnout anymore. Run hard, burnout. Run hard, burn out, run hard. I really want it to be full of grace and peace and measured, like you just got finished saying, and to where we are kind of staying full. And what does that mean? And so there becomes this, I don't know what happens. I think two things happen. A, we get really excited about what we're doing in our next big project and our next big thing. So I think that. And then B, we also feel pressure. So a lot of my friends are in the sandwich generation where they're still taking care of kids, but now it's time to start taking care of parents. And so they're feeling this pressure. And if you like me, you're looking at retirement and it's not quite where you want it to be and you're not sure. So you're just feeling kind of these three pressures from all sides. And so I think my goal for 2025 is to keep all African American women from burning out. They get and it feels like burnout was such a buzzword, but I keep happening. But it's more than that. I gotta shift us to that grace, to that keeping your tank full, to that operating as this kind of steadfast, I want to say machine, but it's bigger than that. Like it's more complicated than just a machine, like your whole world. I want to I want to keep the train moving and moving on time. And if we have to take the train off the track, I want that to be a strategic vacation that we have planned ahead of time, not oh my God, the building is burning, I'm gonna run away. And so that's really what
the answer to that is automation.
Ooh,
digital organization equals automation.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I hadn't said that.
You do a good job.
What the answers were. I've just been thinking. It felt like I had my friends and I had clients, and everybody was like burning out and like I can't do it anymore. No, you can't. But other people are doing it and successful. So what it seems to be, and my friend was like, it's just not African American females, but it felt, because I think that's who I was seeing, that it was just African American females. But I do think we have a little bit more stress on us than other cultures.
That's a whole other topic.
So anyway, you were saying organization and grace and automation. Yeah. Okay. So learning how to do that, which I got to go back to. That means you need to really sit down and take time and look at that you're working on the business, not just in the business.
Yeah. The organization. So, yeah. But I think you do really, really good at that, especially with your social. So you have to give yourself a lot of credit in order to run a successful practice that you have. There's a lot of organization there. Like you're the supervisor, remember?
Yes, I do remember. But if y'all been with us and y'all been watching. So remember, it took me all of 2020, feel like it took me all of 2023 to get the social media girl in place. Remember, I was trying all these different things. And so I think if if it looks like I have any success whatsoever, know that it has just been trial and error until we get it right, and a level of persistence and consistency. And then I think a key thing is being okay. And I don't know if this comes with age, maturity, experience, but being okay with the ebbs and flow of business. Okay. So it can't be, oh, my business is ebbing, the sky is falling, I need to go get a job. It really means you really got to step back and say, okay, what does my business need? And then with business, you just got to know the cycle of creating more money in a business. For my business takes about 3 months. For somebody else's business, it might be a little bit different. And so, but it takes about, usually whatever I implement takes about 3 months of marketing and stuff before we feel it in the bottom line. So really starting to get to know your business. Yeah. Know the cycles of your business. So, okay.
The seasons, remember you taught us about the seasons.
The seasons of your business.
Yeah. That's good.
All right. What else?
I think we covered a lot.
We did cover a lot today. I did.
Seasons of our business. I always have to write that down so that I can keep that up front. That was huge for me when you brought that to clarity.
Yeah, good stuff. So, okay. All right. Last parting words for the last quarter. I want you to give a 2-minute motivational speech. Okay. For your people to make it through this last quarter strong.
Yeah. I would say get organized. Truly get clear. That's what's going to get you organized. Like if you get clear about who you are, what you do, who you serve, how you serve them, how much you charge them, that alone right there will put you in a space of organization. Because now like you might be very niche, you might be a little bit broad, but if you're a little bit broad, you might have a very niched message. So that's really important to understand too, because, we both serve women, but what women do we serve? A lot of people are out here still trying to serve everybody. And then it's like, you're not getting to the right people, trying to serve everyone. Yeah. It's a special market out there for you. So get clear. Get clear. And I'll sit it right there because the clarity is what's going to get you. It's going to open the doors. It's going to, like everything is going to unfold for you with the clarity. Okay, great. All right. So my 2-minute pep talk is for you to end strong in 2024 is, I'm going to say, do it now, do it better later, and that you can do it. You can do it. Stop letting this imposter syndrome, I don't have it good enough, it ain't together yet. Just get it out there. Get it out there imperfectly, get it out there bad. Stop being scared of failure. Failure is part of the process. I was just listening to Brian Tracy. Y'all know he's my productivity guru thing. And he was saying, if you want to increase your success rate, you need to increase your failure rate. Yep. And by equal measure. So if you want to double your success, then you need to double your failures. And so you got to be okay with failure. So my challenge to you is put something out there between now and the end of the year, whatever that thing is for you. Put it out there and be okay that it gets out there badly, because you would have it out there. You would have it done. And so put it out there. You can totally do this. You can. And if you do it horribly, that's still experience so that you learn how to do it better. Okay. Think of a baby walking. First time a baby walks, they usually fall down. They get up and they try again, and they get better and they get strong and they get better and they get stronger, they get better and then stronger. And then they win in relay races. And you can win this race too. But you got to get out there. You got to try. You got to be okay with falling down and messing up. It's okay. As long as you got breath in your body, you got another day to try. Oh, I'm so excited about that. The other thing to take you to 2024 is, y'all, I want y'all to be on this self-care routine. No more of this working hard, burning out. Like that
I think that's
No
going to
more
be have to
burnout.
be. I already have like 7 things in my content pull up, but I think I've got to add that in there. And I'm really going to be like preaching on no more burnout, like consistent sustainability in what you're doing, which means you've got to have a good self-care routine, which means you need consistent rest breaks, which means you need consistent vacations, which means you need to sit down, identify what are things that will refill your tank immediately. Like, what can you do to get your tank full? And how often do you need to do that so your tank stays on full? So as simple as I try to go to the gas stations on the weekend, on Sunday specifically, so that my tank is full for the whole week. Because if I don't, knowing me, I'm always running out of gas on the day that it's raining and I'm running late. Like that's when I run out of gas. If I don't make sure I'm full for the week on Sunday, I want that same concept to work in you guys' life. What do you need to do? When do you need to do it to make sure you are operating from a full tank for your week of work, for your month of work, for however? What does that? And then we need to do it consistently. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to figure that out by the end of the year. I don't want anybody burning out in 2025. No burnouts in 2025. Sustainability.
I love it.
I'm so tired of seeing y'all broke down. I don't want that anymore. I think, yeah, I digress.
That's it. I mean, I think that's it. You said it. You know, those who are supposed to hear it will hear it. It will resonate.
Yeah. So, all right, my dear. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Same time, same place.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.